Hello everyone, welcome to King English Podcast. Why mornings are the ultimate English lesson? Have you ever wondered why mornings are the best time to learn English? Every morning gives us a fresh start, new energy, and new words to practice. In this episode of King English Podcast, we're going to use something you already know. Your daily morning routine to learn English step by step. Stick with me and you'll see just how easy it is to talk about your daily life in English. Hello everyone and welcome to the King English Podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to practice speaking about our mornings. This is one of the easiest and most useful topics for English learners because people always ask about their mornings in small talk. You'll learn how to talk about yesterday morning using the past tense and how to talk about your usual morning using the present tense. Let's start with a simple story. Imagine two friends meeting in the morning. One friend looks really tired. The other asks, "What happened?" The first friend says, "I almost missed breakfast today because my alarm didn't ring. I had to run out of my room without a shower or coffee. I just wanted food first." This is a classic student morning that many of you can probably relate to. Why do we use mornings for practice? It's because almost everyone talks about their mornings. Students, teachers, and friends all ask questions like, "How was your morning?" Or, "What did you do yesterday morning?" These are very common questions, but many English learners stop after one sentence. They only say, "I woke up," then they freeze. They don't know what else to add. That's the problem we want to fix today. So, what's the plan? Today, I will show you two ways to talk about your morning. The first is a short and simple routine. The second is a longer, more detailed one. You can start with the easy version and then add more steps one by one. This way, you will sound more natural when you talk about your day. Let's start with the simple routine. Think about yesterday morning. Yesterday, I woke up at 7 o'clock. I felt sleepy, very sleepy. I wanted to stay in bed, but I told myself, "Come on, get up now." So, the first step, I woke up. The second step, I got out of bed. Then, I went to the bathroom. That's already 3 clear actions. I woke up, I got out of bed, I went to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. And then, I took a shower. These 3 actions always help me wake up. My teeth are clean. My face is fresh. My body feels alive. So, in the bathroom, I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. I took a shower. If we add these to the first steps, we already have a strong start for a story. I woke up. I got out of bed. I went to the bathroom. I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. I took a shower. After the bathroom, I felt fresh and awake. I went to the kitchen. This means it was breakfast time. Yesterday, I made some toast. I boiled an egg, and I had a cup of coffee. My coffee was black. No milk, no sugar. It was strong, but good, and it really helped me wake up. So now I can say, I made toast, I boiled an egg, I had black coffee. If you like milk, you can say, I had a latte. A latte is coffee with milk. Both are correct. These three actions are also super useful for daily talk. I made toast. I boiled an egg. I had coffee. This is a real student breakfast. Simple, quick, but filling. Filling means it makes you feel full. After breakfast, I went back to my room. It was time to choose my clothes. Many people know this moment can feel difficult to decide what to wear. I opened my closet and I looked. Should I wear the blue t-shirt or the white one? I thought about which one looked better. The blue shirt looked soft. The white shirt looked fresh. I touched the fabric. The blue shirt was light. The white shirt was a little thicker. Finally, I chose a khaki knit top and dark brown pants. I put on my knit top. I put on my pants. This is what we call getting dressed. Getting dressed means putting on all your clothes. Sometimes I change my mind. I put on one shirt and then I change into another. That happens to everyone. The key phrases here are choose my clothes, get dressed, put on a top, put on pants. These are words you need every morning. After I got dressed, I looked for my phone. I always check my phone in the morning. I checked my phone. I read 2 messages from a friend, and I looked at the time. Then I put my phone in my bag so I wouldn't forget it. Checking your phone is something we all do, and it's easy to talk about in English. After that, I packed my bag. I put in my notebook, my laptop, and a pen. To pack a bag means to put things inside one by one. I packed my bag carefully. So now I can say, I packed my bag with my school things. Before I left my room, I made my bed. Making my bed means I pulled the blanket, fixed the pillows, and made it look nice. My mom always told me to make my bed every morning, so I keep this habit. Let's review this part. In this story, I woke up. I got out of bed. I went to the bathroom. I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. I took a shower. Then I made toast. I boiled an egg. I had coffee. After that, I chose my clothes. I got dressed. I checked my phone. I packed my bag. And I made my bed. That is already a long routine, many more details than just saying, I woke up. Now you see how we can expand our sentences. Instead of stopping at one line, we add small steps and the story becomes clear. This is very helpful for English learners because you can practice speaking about real life and use useful verbs for daily talk. This is the end of part 1. We talked about a past tense routine. Yesterday, I woke up. I brushed my teeth. I had coffee. In the next part, we will move to the present tense routine. We will practice how to say what you usually do every morning and learn more useful actions. Stay with me for part 2. The present tense, talking about your usual morning. Welcome back to King English Podcast. In the last part, we practiced a past tense story. We said, yesterday, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I made breakfast. That was a simple story about one specific morning. Today, we're going to use the present tense to talk about your usual mornings. This is important because when people ask about your daily life, they want to know what you usually do, not just what you did yesterday. So, how do we start? A good way is to use words like usually, always, or sometimes. These words help you describe your habits. For example, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock, or I always brush my teeth before breakfast. Or sometimes I take a shower in the morning, and sometimes I take one at night. Notice that these words, usually, always, sometimes, are very common in daily English conversation. Let's build a morning routine step by step, just like we did before. We'll start from waking up. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. My alarm rings and I open my eyes. Sometimes I feel sleepy, but I try to get up quickly. After that, I get out of bed and I walk to the bathroom. This is the first part of my routine. Wake up. Get out of bed. Go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I always brush my teeth. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Sometimes I listen to music while I brush. After that, I wash my face. The water feels cold but fresh. Then, I take a shower. My shower is usually short because I don't want to waste water. So, my bathroom routine is simple. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I take a shower. Next comes breakfast. I usually eat something quick. I often make toast with butter or jam. Sometimes I eat eggs or cereal. If I feel lazy, I just drink milk or orange juice. But one thing never changes. I always drink coffee. Coffee helps me feel awake and ready for the day. If you don't like coffee, you can say, I usually drink tea or I drink juice. Now, let's talk about clothes. I usually choose my clothes the night before, but sometimes I decide in the morning. I open my closet and I pick something simple, like a t-shirt and jeans, or a shirt and pants. Then I get dressed. Getting dressed means putting on my clothes. I put on my shirt. I put on my pants. I put on my shoes. If it's cold, I put on a sweater. This is another key phrase, put on. It's very useful in daily English. After I get dressed, I check my phone. I always check my phone. I look at the time. I read messages. I sometimes check the weather app because I want to know if it will rain. If the weather is cold, I put on a jacket. If it's hot, I just wear light clothes. This shows how the weather can change your routine. Next, I pack my bag. I usually take my laptop, my notebook, and my pen. I sometimes add a water bottle. I pack my bag carefully because I don't want to forget important things. After that, I make my bed. I pull the blanket and fix the pillows. This is my habit every morning. Making my bed helps me feel organized. Finally, I leave my room. I put on my shoes, I lock the door, and I go to school or work. That is the end of my morning routine. Wake up, bathroom, breakfast, clothes, phone, bag, bed, leave. This is the basic structure you can use to make your own story. Now, let's compare the past tense and present tense. In the past tense, I said, yesterday. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I made toast. In the present tense, I say, I usually wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I make toast. The verbs are different. In the past tense, we use ed or past forms like woke up, brushed, made. In the present tense, we use the base form with an s for he or she. For example, he usually wakes up at 7. She brushes her teeth. She makes toast. This is an important point. If you talk about yourself, I wake up. If you talk about your friend, he wakes up. Remember the S. Let's practice more sentences. I usually wake up early. My brother usually wakes up late. I always brush my teeth. My sister always brushes her teeth. I make coffee every morning. My mom makes tea every morning. Do you see the difference? Between I and he or she, we add an S. Now, let's add more detail to sound natural. You can describe how you feel or what you think. For example, I usually wake up at 7. I feel tired, but I try to smile. I brush my teeth and the water feels cold. I take a shower and I think about my plan for the day. I make toast and it smells good. I drink coffee and it tastes strong. I get dressed and I look in the mirror. I check my phone and I see many messages. Adding feel, think, smell, taste, look, see makes your routine more interesting and real. Here is another example. I usually wake up at 6:30. I feel lazy and I want to sleep more. But I get out of bed because I know I must. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and I feel fresh. I wash my face and I feel clean. I take a shower and I sing a little song. I eat bread with butter and it tastes soft. I drink orange juice and it tastes sweet. I get dressed in my blue shirt and black pants. I check my phone and I see 10 messages from my friends. I pack my bag with my books and laptop. I make my bed and it looks neat. Then I leave my room and I feel ready for the day. This is a complete routine with emotions and details. You can also add sometimes or never. For example, I sometimes skip breakfast because I'm late. I never forget to brush my teeth. I sometimes wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. I never go to school without my phone. These words help you sound honest and natural. Now, let's practice some small talk. Imagine your teacher asks, "How is your morning?" You can answer, "My morning is good. I usually wake up at 7. I brush my teeth, I take a shower, and I eat toast." That's already a nice answer. Or imagine a friend asks, "What do you usually do in the morning?" You can answer, "I usually wake up at 6:30. I drink coffee, I get dressed, and I check my phone." These are normal answers, and they are easy to practice. So the main point is this: mornings are full of small actions. Each action can become one sentence. When you put the sentences together, you have a full story. And when you use the right tense past or present, your story sounds correct and clear. This is the end of part 2. In the next part, we will practice upgrading our morning routine. We will learn longer sentences, better connections, and more advanced words. This will make your English sound natural, like a fluent speaker. Stay with me for part 3. Upgrading your morning routine for fluent English. Welcome back to King English Podcast. In the first part, we practiced a past tense morning routine. Yesterday, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I had breakfast. In the second part, we learned the present tense routine. I usually wake up, I brush my teeth, I drink coffee. Now, in this final part, we will upgrade our routine. We'll make it longer, more connected, and more natural. This will help you sound more fluent in English. So, how do we upgrade? A simple way is to connect your sentences. Instead of many short sentences like, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat toast, we can use words like after, before, then, and because. For example, I wake up at 7. After I wake up, I brush my teeth. Before I eat breakfast, I take a shower. Then I get dressed. Because I feel hungry, I eat 2 eggs. Do you see how these small words connect the story? Let's build a connected routine, step by step. I usually wake up at 7. When my alarm rings, I turn it off and stretch in bed for a minute. After I wake up, I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth first because I want to feel fresh. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me open my eyes. After that, I take a quick shower. I sometimes listen to music while I shower because it gives me good energy for the day. Now this routine is already longer and smoother because we use words like after, when, then, and because. Next is breakfast. I usually eat breakfast around 7:30. Before breakfast, I make coffee. I can't start my day without it. While the coffee is brewing, I prepare some toast or cereal. Sometimes I fry an egg or cut some fruit. After I finish eating, I clean the dishes quickly because I like a tidy kitchen. Notice how we connect the actions with before, while sometimes after and because. This makes our English sound more natural. Now let's add feelings and details. I usually wake up feeling a little tired, but after I drink coffee, I feel more awake. I brush my teeth, and the mint toothpaste tastes fresh. I wash my face, and the cold water makes me feel alive. I take a shower, and I feel relaxed. I eat toast, and it smells warm. I drink coffee, and it tastes strong. These details, feelings, and senses make your story interesting to listen to. Another way to upgrade is to describe your habits or reasons. For example, I usually check my phone after breakfast because I want to see the news. I pack my bag carefully because I don't want to forget my laptop. I make my bed every morning because it helps me stay organized. I leave home early because I don't like being late. The word because is very powerful. It explains why you do something and makes your routine sound complete. We can also use longer connectors like first, second, next, finally. This is very useful for presentations or exams. First, I wake up at 7. Second, I brush my teeth and wash my face. Next, I eat breakfast and drink coffee. Finally, I get dressed and leave for school. This structure is simple but clear. People can follow your story easily. Let's practice with an upgraded full routine. I usually wake up at 6:30. When my alarm rings, I stretch for a few minutes because I want to feel more awake. After that, I get out of bed and walk to the bathroom. First, I brush my teeth. Then, I wash my face. After I finish washing my face, I take a short shower. While I shower, I sometimes think about my plan for the day. After the shower, I dry my hair and get dressed. I often wear a shirt and jeans because they are comfortable and simple. Around 7, I go to the kitchen. Before breakfast, I make coffee. I like the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. While the coffee is brewing, I make eggs and toast. Sometimes I also eat fruit because I want to be healthy. After breakfast, I quickly clean the dishes and wipe the table. Then, I check my phone. I read messages from friends, and I look at the weather app. If it is cold, I put on a jacket. If it is hot, I just wear light clothes. Before I leave, I pack my bag. I always put my laptop, my notebook, and my pen in my bag. I sometimes add a water bottle if I feel thirsty. I also make my bed before leaving because I like my room to look clean. Finally, I put on my shoes, lock the door, and go out. I usually feel ready for the day after this routine. This story is longer, more connected, and natural. You can see how each small action becomes a full sentence or two. You don't need big words. You only need to connect actions with simple words like after, before, because, while, first, next. Finally, let's practice some useful phrases to upgrade your morning routine. I wake up at 7, and the first thing I do is brush my teeth. After, I take a shower. I feel fresh and ready while I eat breakfast. I usually listen to music before I leave the house. I always check my bag. Because I am often late, I sometimes skip breakfast. Finally, I put on my shoes and go out. Each of these phrases can connect your ideas and help your English flow naturally. Now, imagine a small talk with a friend. Your friend asks, "Tell me about your morning." You can answer in a basic way. I wake up. I brush my teeth. I eat toast. But if you upgrade, you can say, I usually wake up around 7. When my alarm rings, I turn it off and stretch for a minute. After that, I brush my teeth, wash my face, and take a shower. While I eat breakfast, I drink coffee and listen to music. Before leaving, I pack my bag and make my bed. Finally, I put on my shoes and head out. This answer sounds fluent, but it is still simple. Anyone can understand it. You can also practice with questions and answers. Let me show you some examples. Question: what time do you usually wake up? Answer: I usually wake up at 7, but on weekends, I wake up later. Question: what do you do first in the morning? Answer: the first thing I do is brush my teeth because it makes me feel fresh. Question: do you eat breakfast every day? Answer: yes, I always eat breakfast. I usually have toast and eggs, but sometimes I eat cereal. Question: do you check your phone in the morning? Answer: yes, I usually check my phone after breakfast because I want to read messages. These question and answer patterns are perfect for practice. You can record yourself answering them and then listen again to check your pronunciation. So here is the big idea. A morning routine is not only daily life. It is also a chance to practice many verbs like wake up, brush, wash, take, eat, drink, pack, make, and connect them with useful words like after, before, then, because, while, first, next, finally. When you practice this again and again, you will sound natural in English. This is the end of part 3. We have upgraded our morning routine from simple sentences to longer, fluent answers. Remember to practice both past tense and present tense. Then, connect your sentences with small words. Add details about how you feel or why you do something. This is the secret to sounding natural. Thank you for listening to King English Podcast. And keep practicing every morning because every morning is a new chance to learn English.